Terence Crawford has responded to Jaron Ennis calling him out for a fight and mocked Jaron Ennis's impressive fifth-round knockout of David Avanesian in a sarcastic tweet referring to Eddie Hearn, calling out what he sees as unfair treatment of fighters. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn has stated that Crawford versus Ennis is the best fight possible in boxing today. Hearn declared that the boxing match between Crawford and Boots is the greatest fight ever. He stated that he would prefer Boots to unite at 147 pounds before increasing to 154 pounds, pointing out that the transition to a heavier weight class is unavoidable.
Crawford against Boots is the best fight in boxing. I mean, unquestionably. But before Boots goes to 54, I would really like to see him unify at 147, and that will be a tough job for us, but one that you'll see tomorrow night we can deliver with a crowd like this.
Ennis has inked a deal with British promoter Hearn, and this Saturday night has marked the launch of their first combined bout. Despite not getting the outcome he was hoping for, Crawford will go up against David Avanesian to defend his IBF welterweight world title. Ennis, the IBF interim belt holder at the time, took away Crawford's championship belt, which he had previously held from the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. Now that he is competing at a higher weight class, Crawford will take on Israel Madrimov, the current WBA super welterweight champion of Uzbekistan, on August 3rd. Even while Hearn, who also represents Madrimov, thinks Madrimov has a chance against Crawford, he also admits that Crawford is the clear favorite.
You know, I think that I really like Madrimov's chances against Crawford, but Crawford is obviously a big favourite.
The promoter then mentioned that they want to schedule the fight when Boots has accomplished everything possible at 147 lbs. Hearn admitted being surprised by Boots' ability to make 147 lbs, noting that at the weigh-in on Friday he was 146 lbs. He also mentioned that Boots' father and trainer, Bozy Ennis, commented that he believes Boots could potentially make 140 lbs.
But at the same time, you want to do it when he's achieved everything that he can achieve at 147. I've got to be honest, like being around him and seeing the size of him, I was quite surprised that he makes 147 like he does. Like the weigh-in this morning, he was 146, and Bozy was like, I actually think he could make 140. I'm like, and he didn't look dry. His face wasn't drawn in the slightest, and that was, when I look at him, he believes he can go up to 168 eventually. So I think you're going to see someone like Jaron Ennis definitely move to 54, definitely move to 60 over time. But I don't like to make the move without...
Hearn added that Boots appeared hydrated and his face showed no signs of dehydration. He mentioned that Boots believes he can eventually move up to 168 lbs, indicating that he will likely transition to 154 lbs and then 160 lbs in the future. However, Hearn emphasized the importance of clearing up the division before making such moves. He stated that while Boots has won a world championship, it would be a shame if he didn't unify the titles given his talent. Well, Crawford, the former undisputed welterweight world champion who will be challenging for Israel Madrimov's WBC junior middleweight world title on August 3rd, live on DAZN, had something to say about that assertion. Crawford, the top pound-for-pound fighter on many critics' lists, also laughed off a fan vowing that Bud won't fight Boots. He posted, "World-class fighter now, hun? My double standards are crazy. Eddie Hearn, you talk good." This sharp jab wasn't just a nod to Ennis's victory. It was a direct challenge to the inconsistencies in the boxing world. Crawford's words have sparked conversations in the boxing community, pointing out how promoters might favor some fighters over others. His tweet brings to light the behind-the-scenes politics that can influence a boxer's career. By openly challenging Hearn, Crawford ensures that the issues of fairness and recognition in boxing remain in the spotlight, keeping fans engaged and talking. Jaron Ennis was told about the tweet during the press conference, where he responded with a clear call-out for a fight. He has been reportedly calling Terence Crawford for a potential bout, with no official statement from Terence yet. This was the bout that solidified his status as a top contender in the welterweight division. Jaron Ennis delivered a standout performance, decisively stopping David Avanesian and dominating the fight from start to finish. Eddie Hearn, the promoter for Ennis, was visibly taken aback by Terence Crawford's critical remarks following this impressive display. During a press conference, Hearn passionately praised Ennis, highlighting his exceptional skills and rapid ascent within the welterweight ranks. His remarks echoed the widespread sentiment regarding Ennis's dominance and potential in the sport.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Boots is the best welterweight in the world. I mean, tell me a better welterweight than Boots Ennis. Impossible. There isn't one. So he's the best welterweight in the world. I mean, we just finished a FaceTime with His Excellency, who asked me, will we make the Crawford fight? And the answer, Boots said to him, send the contract. So Terence Crawford, if he gets past Madrimov on August 3rd, will have the chance to see if Boots is a world-class fighter. And I think if Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight Terence Crawford, which I don't think he will, I believe you're going to see Boots Ennis against Crawford if he beats Madrimov in 2025.
However, after this mind-blowing performance against Avanesian, the possibility of a fight between Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford has been increasing with every passing day. Like Turki Alalshik has recently declared on his X that he has talked to the promoters and the fighter, congratulated them for their tremendous win, and is looking forward to this big fight. Turki Alalshik has been involved in boxing for a long time now, and has currently made big fights happen during Riyadh season, which captured the attention of fans across the globe. He has been actively making well-selling fights, and said on X, "I just reached out to boxer Jaron Ennis and Eddie Hearn to congratulate him on his win, and I'd love to see Ennis in fight with Crawford and weight 154 soon." Eddie Hearn talked about this conversation at Jaron vs. David's post-fight press conference. He hinted at a matchup between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis. Hearn revealed that he had just finished a FaceTime call with His Excellency Turki Alalshik and talked about arranging a fight between Boot and Buds. Hearn explained, "We just finished a FaceTime with His Excellency, who asked me if we will make the Crawford fight, and the answer I said to him was, send a contract. So Terence Crawford, if he gets past Madrimov on August 3rd, will have the chance to see if Boots is a world-class fighter." According to Hearn, there are conditions that need to be met to make the Crawford vs. Ennis fight happen. Hearn not only set the stage for a highly anticipated fight, but also outlined the necessary conditions for it to occur, emphasizing the matchup's significance in the sport with strong conviction. He also mentioned the potential involvement of Canelo Alvarez, but expressed doubts about that matchup occurring. Hearn added, "And I think if Canelo Alvarez doesn't fight Terence Crawford, which I don't think he will, I believe you're going to see Boots Ennis against Crawford if he beats Madrimov in the first quarter of 2025. While on the other hand, Crawford has given multiple statements showing no to zero interest in the fight. Crawford has clearly stated that at this stage of his career, he is looking for bigger names to fight with. To him, this fight won't bring him much money in business, which is his utmost priority at this stage.
What about Boots? Boots is the mandatory. He's calling you out now.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. You know, fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. You got the experience, so you got so much more than this kid that never been tested before, you know, because we always seen him win a fashionate way, you know, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. Me fighting Boots, not a mega fight. I'm looking for a big challenge. Not taking anything away from Boots, but where I am at in my career right now, all my eyes off to get to where I am. And I deserve to do whatever the fuck I want.
Even Terence has compared Jaron with his old self too. He respects the skills and the mark that Jaron Ennis has gained in his boxing career, but the only thing that is stopping him from getting into the ring against him is business.
Completely on arrow. But do you look at Jaron and say, yo, look, man, I gotta fight this dude. He fighting his ass off. Everybody praising him. That's a dude I need to fight maybe after the rematch.
I always said Boots was a great talent. I always told everybody that I supported him. I've been supporting him since he was in the amateurs when he was fighting Gary Russell. You know, I always supported him because they always said he remind them so much of me. But seeing him, you know, I kind of see myself in him. And yes, he deserved a title shot. He deserved it all. You know, but you know, his time will come. But right now, you know, business is business.
Well, now Terence is all set to face Israil Madrimov in the ring on the 3rd of August in LA. Israil Madrimov gained his name as he kicked off his professional career on November 24, 2018, clashing with Vladimir Hernandez in New Jersey, where he competed for the then-vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Welterweight title. Fast forward to March 8, 2024. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Madrimov secured a victory by stopping Magomed Kurbanov in the 5th round, claiming the vacant WBA Super Welterweight Championship. Eddie Hearn, during the fight press conference and face-off, has praised Israil Madrimov and called him the best fighter in the world. He declared that he was here to show the world the skills and power he has.
The man to my left, this guy is super elite. You know, when he won the world title with ease in Riyadh, to take your first defense against Terence Crawford shows you what he's all about. I promise you, this guy will bring everything to this fight. This is a very dangerous, dangerous fight.
Following his rise in the boxing world, Madrimov was honored in Tashkent by the president of the Republic of Uzbekistan, who presented him with the keys to a Chevrolet Tahoe. In a recent development on April 20, 2024, it was announced that Madrimov is set to make his first defense of the WBA super welterweight title against Terence Crawford on August 3, 2024 in Los Angeles, California.
Israel, the best 154-pounder in the division right now. So why not go for the top guy in the division right off the bat?
Not only Crawford is excited about the fight, but also he thinks Israel is one of the best fighters he is going to face in the near future. Israel might give him the toughest of the competitions yet due to his fast footwork, power punches, and elusiveness.
He's strong. I didn't fought strong people before. He got good footwork. I didn't fought people with good footwork before. Elusiveness. I didn't fought people. That's elusiveness.
Terence "Bud" Crawford himself is an accomplished American professional boxer who has captured world championships across 3 weight divisions, from lightweight to welterweight. Notably, Crawford has held the undisputed championship titles at both light welterweight and welterweight. He launched his professional career on March 14, 2008, with a first-round knockout of Brian Cummings. On October 26, 2017, Crawford made a significant career move by vacating his WBO title to step up to the welterweight class. Most recently, on December 10, 2022, at the CHI Health Center in Omaha, where he faced top contender David Avanesian. Crawford delivered a decisive right hand to Avanesian's jaw, securing a victory by stoppage in the 6th round. This fight has been compared with that one of Ennis versus David II. Buds has taken Madrimov's fight seriously because, at the end of his career, he doesn't want to attach small names with him. He wants to leave a legacy that has never been left before while it is in the ring, business, or outside in the general world.
Leave a legacy that's never been left before. You know, inside and outside the ring, business minded, just helping the young fighters coming up, you know, giving them the courage and the outlet that the fighters before me never gave to us, you know, and at the same time, be at the top on my game as well.
Roy Jones Jr., a legendary boxer known for his multiple world titles across different weight classes, praised Terence "Bud" Crawford's performance and ambition. Jones emphasized Crawford's ability to excel as he moves up in weight, demonstrating his versatility and drive to achieve greatness. His admiration for Crawford's continuous ascent in the boxing world highlights Crawford's determination to take on new challenges and solidify his legacy in the sport. Jones remarked, "I think Bud wins the fight. It's a good fight, and I love the fact that he's moving up to 154. He keeps climbing the ladder and doing great things." Aaron McKenna is a rising star in the boxing world. He has been sparring with Terence Crawford in the gym a lot lately. He offered his insights on the potential matchup involving Terence Crawford. Because of his first-hand experience with Crawford, where after the sparring Crawford praised his skills and understanding of the sport, McKenna emphasized the significant gap in skill between Crawford and his opponents. His comments highlighted Crawford's exceptional skills, tactical prowess, and power, suggesting that Crawford's superiority could lead to a stoppage in the fight. McKenna said, "He's a good fighter, but he's not on the level of Terence Crawford. I think Terence is a big step up in class. He's a very good fighter, a great tactical fighter, and he's strong as well. He's got power, so I wouldn't be surprised if he stops him." He talked about his experience in the ring with him and said that despite his age and experience, he is still fast and not a piece of cake for the opponent to tackle.
Unreal experience. I can see why he is pound for pound, and he's such a smart fighter, and he's always thinking of trying to set you up every time you're in the ring with him, and unreal experience for me going into my next fight. Like, this is the sparring I need to progress me to the next level, and it was great sparring.
Aaron's brother Stephen McKenna also came to Vegas, just for a sparring session with Terence Crawford. Stephen has been in boxing for years now, and has spared big names like Lomachenko as well. He compared the Loma and Buds, and stated now he knows why Buds is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. He said, "Crawford is a special fighter. To share the ring with him is an unbelievable experience. You know, I fought a lot of good fighters over the years. I'm very experienced, and Crawford definitely stands out as the best. I've sparred with Lomachenko before as well, and when I was an amateur, the sparring was like a chess match with him, but you know, Crawford is next level. He's the best. His remarks underscored Crawford's exceptional talent and how sparring with him was a unique and superior experience compared to other top fighters like Lomachenko. Stephen McKenna also discussed the unique talent of Terence Crawford, emphasizing the importance of staying alert against him due to his knockout power. McKenna, having experienced Crawford's prowess firsthand, highlighted the danger Crawford poses in the ring. He then added, "Crawford, he's got power like you can't imagine. You can't switch off against Crawford. If you switch off, it's lights out. He has the kind of power to end a fight in the blink of an eye. You can see in his fights, he ends them just like that. So you have to stay switched on at all times. You can't switch off." Even when the fight has been hyped and talked about in media everywhere, Eddie Hearn has shown a concern that his fighter Israel Madrimov has been overlooked. He found people have been talking about Terence, Jaron, Canelo, and what is coming in the future for Crawford. In all this chaos, Israel Madrimov has lost the limelight where he deserves it all. He is the best P4P and best puncher in the world, and at this stage of his career with so much effort and very little time, he has gained so much that he is going to fight the best fighter in the world.
Madrimov's being massively overlooked. I mean, I actually sent His Excellency a message yesterday and I said, I'm really sorry to ruin your plans for Terence Crawford, because all people are talking about is what happens next. Canelo Alvarez, Boots, Ennis. But Israel Madrimov, I think, is the toughest test so far of his career. Up at 154 pounds. He's a huge light middleweight, super welterweight, punches very, very hard, has tremendous movement, good boxing IQ, outstanding amateur pedigree as well. This is a real fight, and we like our spot in this fight. Overlooked, the underdog, but with Uzbek power, and he's ready to knock Terence Crawford out.
Eddie Hearn discussed Israel Madrimov's upcoming challenge, emphasizing the strategies Madrimov needed to employ against Terence Crawford. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's exceptional skills while also highlighting Madrimov's potential. He emphasized the importance of Madrimov leveraging his unique skills to compete effectively against Crawford, who is widely regarded as one of the best fighters in the sport. Hearn said, "He has to be smart with it, but he has to use his assets, his movement, his angles, his power as well. But Terence Crawford is an outstanding fighter." He highlighted Madrimov's confidence, support system, and the immense national pride backing him, suggesting that these factors could inspire Madrimov to rise to the occasion and achieve a monumental victory. He said, "Madrimov is a big underdog in this fight, but he's a live underdog, someone who is very comfortable and confident in that ring, believes in himself, and believes that victory is upon him. He had a great team of people as well, and a whole country behind him. Every time Israel Madrimov went home, he was already like a prince, but this was going to turn him into the king." The two fighters are no doubt the kings of their own weight classes, but now when one is moving up to fight the other, the competition has touched the sky. Freddie Roach, a legendary boxing trainer, compared the two fighters by highlighting Madrimov's toughness, but emphasizing Crawford's experience and tactical prowess. Roach's insights stemmed from years of observing and training elite fighters, and he recognized the significant challenge Madrimov faced. Roach said, "Madrimov is a tough competitor, but Crawford being experienced and tactical gives him the edge. This is Crawford's fight to lose. Madrimov should put more effort here." He noted that Madrimov, with only 9 professional fights, was facing a seasoned and highly accomplished fighter like Crawford, which is unusual in boxing where fighters typically build their careers gradually before taking on such challenges. Roach's comparison underscored the faith Madrimov's camp had in him and the potential they saw for his boxing career, suggesting that while Madrimov had promise, he needed to elevate his game to compete with someone of Crawford's caliber. Timothy Bradley, a former world champion and now a boxing commentator, also provided his insights. Bradley's perspective was shaped by his own experiences in the ring and his analytical approach to boxing. He talked about Crawford's superior ring control and tactical awareness, predicting that these factors would play a decisive role in the fight. Bradley acknowledged Madrimov's talent and determination, but believed that Crawford's experience and strategic skills would ultimately lead to a close, hard-fought victory. Bradley said, "This will be a tough fight for both boxers, but Crawford's ability to control the pace and distance will be crucial. I see Crawford winning by a close decision. Both fighters will prove themselves the best, but there can only be one winner." Madrimov is an exciting fighter with a lot of heart, but Crawford's ring generalship will be the key. Terence Crawford, considered the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world, was returning to the ring after becoming the undisputed welterweight champion in 2023. Despite not having fought since then, Crawford was set to face WBA super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov on August 3rd, aiming to win gold in another division. This matchup was highly anticipated, showcasing Crawford's continued ambition and Madrimov's rapid rise in the boxing world. Teddy Atlas breaks down the style of Terence in the ring and how it is his ability to slow down the game, for that makes him stand out from the crowd. He mentioned that when he slows down the game, he can see the things that other people in the ring are not capable of seeing at that speed.
Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down, where other people don't see it. And that's what makes his timing so special. Yeah, he's got great power. He carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why?
He said. He then emphasized the importance of challenging oneself to discover untapped potential, which according to him, among the present fighters, is only present in buds. He highlighted the idea of self-discovery and pushing personal boundaries, using a metaphor to describe how facing tough challenges can reveal new strengths and capabilities within oneself. He claimed, "I want that fight now because I really want to see where I'm supposed to be. I want to see what rooms I can open up in my house that I haven't opened up yet, and to find out what's in that room." He emphasized Crawford's rare hunger and willingness to face formidable opponents, underscoring his belief in Crawford's exceptional drive and ability to rise to the occasion. Atlas's admiration for Crawford's mindset and talent was evident, marking Crawford as a fighter who constantly seeks to test and prove himself. Atlas continued, "There's only one way that you can do that, by challenging yourself with special talent. Very few people have the appetite for that, the inclination for that. Mr. Crawford, he does, and I ain't never going against that guy." With all these views, predictions, and experiences, where do you stand? Are you Team Crawford or Team Terrence for the August 3rd bout?